My investing philosophy is one that involves very high quality companies at reasonable prices, maybe cheap prices if they come up. Obviously, very high quality often demands a premium, so that's not all the time, which is okay. And then holding those companies for a very long period of time because they will naturally continue compounding the amount of revenue that they make. And as an owner in that business, that very high quality business that's able to sustain itself and continue to grow its market share and increase profits and increase overall revenue, do share buybacks, all these different things that they can do to really give back equity to me as the shareholder. This aligns more with my investing philosophy, which is buying these very high quality compounding companies for the very long term and viewing it almost the same as owning a farm. You wouldn't sell your farm after 1 year unless you could make a ton of money off of it, right? And I kind of view stocks in that same way. I would much rather continue to hold whatever farm I had because I wouldn't want to trigger a tax event and just continue to hold it because over time, if it continues doing better and better, then it's going to be worth more and more money, just like a farm would be, right? If your farm was making $500,000 a year in profit 1 year and then it increased to $650,000, then that farm is going to be worth more. As financial people and as modeling people, what you're really trying to get with a perfect model is you're trying to measure all the risks and everything that could happen and get a good idea for what cash flows you could expect out of the business. You want to also include how much it costs the business to borrow money, all of its debt, all of its current cash that it has on hand, divide that by the shares, boom, bam, boom. You've got yourself some kind of valuation for the company. Now, I don't pretend like I'm super close all the time, right? I don't think that any of my models would be perfect. They're not accounting for every little thing, but I think I can get around ballpark, right? So I try to put these different companies into my models and stock analysis videos and look at them and try to get a good idea of a business I can really judge accurately. Like I think Prologis was a really good investment that I made because I felt like I could really understand that company well. But on my channel, I try to do that. I try to get the exact value of the projected future cash flows based on different types of growth. And I add all of those numbers up, add the cash, subtract the debt, divide that by the shares. And I have kind of an idea is what I'm trying to say. I don't think anyone's perfect in terms of their model skills because you'd have to include everything. Like no one could have predicted COVID. That was kind of a black swan crazy event that happened. But it really highlights something because a lot of the companies now are trading a lot higher than where they were during COVID. And so the people who bought in and continue to buy in and saw a great deal while other people saw, stress, anxiety, fear, those people made a lot of money off of the backs of the people that sold them their shares for so cheap. And if you're someone who's very rational and, very observing of everything, you could probably see all of the different skyscrapers, all of the different buildings, everything that we've built, even in the last 10 years. If you've been alive that long, last 5 years even, just take a look at like wherever you live locally, if you're in the United States, and look at the amount of just production that we have everywhere. And it's just increasing and increasing.